Right, Brollies, a couple of weeks ago, I shared with you my unboxing and teardown guide for the Angry Miao AM Compact Touch Mechanical Keyboard. And today, after using it as my daily driver, I'm finally ready to give you my full review and what I really think about its controversial touch panel. The AM Compact Touch is one of the most unique custom mechanical keyboards out in the market, as it features not only the said touch panel, but also offers a highly modular leaf spring design that essentially allows enthusiasts to customize the amount of flex the keyboard has alongside all of its sound dampening materials. Easily one of the best HHKB layout keyboards on the market. With that being said, let's get into it. Like I said, I already released a dedicated unboxing, parts overview, and teardown of this keyboard, which you can watch here. But let me give you a quick rundown of that before I share with you the rest of my thoughts. Inside the box, we have the AM Compact Touch itself, nicely protected by a soft cloth. We also have a microfiber cloth, a few extra ribbon cables, and an extra foam dampener. Inside the accessory box, we have a bunch of screws, a precision screwdriver, another small screwdriver, 4 stainless steel leaf springs, and 2 phosphorus copper leaf springs. With these leaf springs, you can configure the amount of flex you want for this keyboard. More on that later. Now, what I have here is the Back to the Future bundled variant with AM-IC silver switches and Back to the Future PBT keycaps. I chose this because I'm a fan of light colored keycaps, specifically white, silver, or gray, and I feel like this perfectly matches my desk setup. In terms of the layout, it essentially features an HHKB layout without the split backspace. The HHKB layout is, in my opinion, a fairly niche layout given the lack of a control key, which a lot of people, including myself, find really important, especially for gamers. But there's no denying the fact that a lot of people like this layout as well, which is perfectly fine. Besides, you can remap the control key into the caps lock. As for the keycaps, I like the colorway, but the font is something that I just need to get used to over time. Now, looking at the front side, we have the gray-toned aluminum part of the chassis with the touch panel at the center. We'll talk about the touch panel later. Flipping it on the left side, as you can tell, this keyboard features one of the tallest form factors I've ever seen on a compact keyboard. And this is to give an ample amount of space not only for the battery and wireless charging feature, but also for the adjustable leaf spring design. Flipping it at the back side, we have a window here for the wireless frequency to go through for better stability. We also have a USB Type-C port at the center and an engraving above it that you can request to be customized. Turning it all the way to the bottom, we have 4 rubber feet and the wireless charging module right at the center. Obviously, with 99% aluminum casing, the build quality is outstanding with a weight of roughly around 1.5 kilograms. Now, if you want to learn how to properly and safely tear this keyboard apart, you can watch my step-by-step guide right here, and I gotta tell you, it is super easy. As for the internal components, just so you have a bit of an idea, the top cover is separated into 2 sections, the front cover which has the touch panel and a couple of gaskets, and the top part which has the wireless window and 4 gaskets. The touch panel is connected to a separate daughter board via a ribbon cable, and the main PCB is also connected to a daughter board via ribbon cables. As for the internal components, we have 2 stainless steel leaf springs and 4 phosphorus leaf springs pre-installed. All are in Gear 1 configuration. More on that later. We also have a bottom case foam right here, and removing that reveals the dedicated PCB for the black or RGB lighting for a total of 3 PCBs for this keyboard. However, since our variant right here doesn't support this feature, the illumination is not visible from the outside. The variants that supports this is the Mech Love and Laser. Now, removing this part of the keyboard, we'll see the dedicated PCB for the touch panel, USB Type-C port, and wireless module. And underneath that, we have the 5000 mAh of battery. The plate is made out of FR4 material with a substantial amount of flex cuts. It is attached to the PCB using silicone fasteners. We also have a plate foam and switch pad right here and another foam at the back of the PCB. The stabilizers are pre-lubed and are generally okay out of the box. The same can be said for the AM-IC silver switches. We even have stabilizer pads on the PCB. Overall, the teardown experience is pretty straightforward and all the internal components are of high quality. Now, for this part of the video, let's turn our focus on the 2-stage adjustable leaf spring feature. One of the most unique characteristics of this keyboard is the fact that you can interchange the leaf springs to cater to your own personal preference. You have 2 different leaf spring materials here, phosphorus copper, which is the softer one, and stainless steel, which is the stiffer one. And aside from that, you can also adjust the level of tension in 2 levels by adjusting the small silicone stopper. Gear 1 should provide a softer typing feel, while Gear 2 offers a stiffer experience. You can mix and match the leaf springs and gear levels up to 8 different configurations, And this doesn't even include the amount of customization you can do with the sound dampening materials inside. So as you can already imagine, the amount of flexibility, literally and figuratively, that you have in this keyboard is quite extensive. Now before we move on, here is a collection of sound tests that I did in different configurations of the AM Compact Touch. Now let's talk about the touch panel on this keyboard. Essentially, the goal of this touch panel is to replace the dedicated arrow keys to save space and create a symmetrical HHKB layout without putting the arrow keys on a secondary layer. And here's what I honestly think about it after using it as my daily driver. In my honest opinion, this is one of those features that a lot of people can easily get skeptical about and think of it as only a gimmick, which on the surface definitely looks like one. And I'm kinda guilty of that at first. However, after spending a good amount of time, there's one thing that made me believe that this touch panel is actually quite useful and something that you really have to experience firsthand to properly understand it. Okay, so after using it for quite a while, I noticed a subtle change in my habit. I am now using my left hand for navigating the arrow keys using the touch panel, and there are two benefits to this. Number one is that I no longer have to move my right hand away from my mouse for quick use of the arrow keys. And second, I also don't need to remove my left hand from the home row keys, but really, what's game changer on this is that I can keep my right hand on the mouse. Now, are those enough reasons to justify its drawbacks, like not having physical switches for the arrow keys, and for not being able to use a wrist rest considering the relatively tall height of this keyboard? Well, it's up to you to decide, but for me, I'm okay with this, and I'm willing to use it as my daily driver. It's worth noting though, that it might mess up your muscle memory, because after a while, when I suddenly switch keyboards, I find myself reaching the front side instead of the dedicated arrow keys. So yeah. Hopefully I was able to explain that properly to you guys. And no, I'm not convincing you that this touch panel is revolutionary or anything like that, but I'm just honestly sharing with you my thoughts. If you think it's still quite gimmicky, it's perfectly fine, and I get that. Now, before we finish this video, let me show you real quick how you can customize this keyboard on the software side. While it doesn't have dedicated software for customization, we have a very intuitive online version right here. With this, you can change a key's function to a different one, like other primary keys, media shortcuts, and other miscellaneous functions. All keys are customizable, except for the FN plus escape key power on combo. You have up to 7 layers, and you can also customize the lighting effects here. Now personally, what I did here is go to layer 2 and change the function of the right control key to print screen and the code key to the tilde key, which are 2 of my commonly used keys. You can also upload your existing JSON file, and after you're done customizing your keys, you have to download it. Then download the loader depending on your OS, open it up and just load the JSON file, and you should be good to go. If necessary, you can also update the firmware using this loader tool. This keyboard also features full NKRO in both wired and Bluetooth modes, which is nice. I highly suggest you watch my first video, which is the unboxing and teardown experience, because I also shared a lot of things there that I don't want to repeat in this video. So yeah. Alright, so to conclude, as I pointed out in my previous video, even without the touch panel feature, the 2-stage adjustable leaf spring design is already enough for me to consider this keyboard. This is easily one of the most unique and highly customizable keyboards in terms of flexibility. I also like the design and construction with a clean symmetrical compact form factor and outstanding build quality. And at the end of the day, you be the judge if the cost justifies everything it has to offer. For me, it's fair given the amount of unique features it has compared to other HHKB or even other 60% keyboards. And there you have it guys, thank you for watching. Full disclaimer, this is not a sponsored video, but Angry Miao did provide this as a review sample so that I can share my honest experience with you. Thank you for watching, subscribe if you appreciate this video, and see you next time. Have a great day guys, you're awesome.